What is up, gents? DirtBag Gaming here, the channel for casual raiders. That was a terrible opening. I apologize. But welcome to the channel. If you guys are first new here, we're going, if you clicked on the video, it's when to or how to or what the hell is accuracy. So we're going to go over everything you need to know about the accuracy stat in this game. It's going to be beneficial to newer players, mid-game players, even sometimes end-game players. They don't know on what specifically you need or don't need accuracy for. So I'm going to give you my tidbit on what's going to help you out in this game, on what you kind of focus on accuracy. And one of the best people that have accuracy in this game is Madame Saris. It took me 2 years to get her. So you see my video, we've always been trying to pull from Madame. We finally got her, and we actually have 2 of her now, because once you get one, you always get multiples. So Madame is a great example of somebody that you want to go as much accuracy as possible for, just because of the PvP stat. So what is accuracy? Accuracy is a stat down here that would benefit, basically, let's read it. Influence the chance of successfully applying debuffs on enemy targets. Make sure your accuracy is high enough than your enemy's resistance to give yourself the best chance of landing debuffs. Sorry you guys didn't see that because my head is in the freaking way. But that right there is what accuracy is as long as you have enough of it, you're able to land your debuffs on the enemy team. So let's go over Madame. Madame is definitely one of the best skills in the entire game. So her A3 is remove all buffs from enemies and places a 50% decreased attack debuff and a decreased defense debuff on enemies. So why you need accuracy for this is because if you're facing another person, and let's say just PvP, for example, their resistance stat is going against your accuracy stat. Anytime you have a debuff that you're trying to place on the enemy team or boss, even PvE, you need accuracy to land it, okay? The only time you wouldn't need accuracy is if you have somebody, let's say, like a Baron, who have skills specifically that state has this debuff is guaranteed. That's the only time, or one of the only times, you don't need accuracy on a champion if it says it's guaranteed. That's an example where you don't need accuracy. Other stuff like buffs in this game, anytime somebody has a buff that they put on your team, never needs accuracy. Only debuffs and turn meter manipulation. Anytime you're attacking or trying to do something to the enemy player is a good notation on you needing accuracy. Another example where you don't need accuracy is if you have a stun set. Somebody in a stun set, let's just say Sile, if I put her in a stun set prior, a stun always procs. It has a percentage, but you don't need accuracy for a specific set. If they're pieces of a set, you don't need accuracy to land it. It's all based off that specific stat. So it's really annoying because I'll run like a 600 or 700 resistance team in arena, and if they have a stun set on, it doesn't matter how much resistance you have. You're always going to get stunned. It's very, very annoying. There's also a mastery to help out with that. Down here, it's this one where it has an extra 5% chance to place a stun. So it's just annoying, but that's another example where you don't need accuracy. Now, skills like this, where you actually have a chance to place a stun, anytime, again, you're trying to put a debuff on the enemy team or boss, you're going to need accuracy for. And it's all based off, it's all against the resistance. If somebody has no resistance, you're going to land it pretty easily. If somebody has a lot of resistance, you need a lot more accuracy. That's why Madame is a great example of just needing the most accuracy in the entire game, because you're removing every buff that they have and putting a debuff on at the same exact time. So this one attacks all enemies twice. Each hit has a 20% chance, if you have that mastery, 25% chance of placing a stun debuff on the enemy. So you need accuracy with your Sile if you want this to land. If you have a stun piece like stun set, you don't need accuracy. You can just get away with, you know, having the chance proc it, and then you're good to go. So other people like this, another example, this one has a buff and a debuff at the same time. So anytime you put a buff on your team, you don't need accuracy. You're just basically placing the buff. Anytime you put a debuff out, like Bad Alcazar, he's putting a debuff poison on the enemy team. So the clan boss, you need a debuffer. You need accuracy to land the debuff. Another skill would be turn meter manipulation. A great example would be like a Valkyrie. So Valkyrie has a passive that this champion's turn meter will increase by 10% for each time an enemy places a buff. That you don't need accuracy for. That is her own turn meter boosting, so I'm not taking anything away from the enemy team. But her next thing is enemy champions will have their turn meter decreased by 10% for each buff they receive. So anytime you're attacking or doing something to an enemy champion, if their resistance is higher than your accuracy, you're going to get resisted. So accuracy for that skill, you can have it without any accuracy on your Valkyrie, and you can boost your own turn meter, but you're not going to be reducing their turn meter because you don't have enough accuracy. You can put accuracy on your Valkyrie, which definitely would benefit her, but that's another example of kind of vice versa. Another new champion kind of has something similar. Lysandra has it, but this champion, I think he's in my vault. This dude right here, the new guy, Deacon, I think is the name. Deacon has something similar where he has this skill, fills the turn meter of all allies. That happens innately. You don't need accuracy for that. But decreasing the turn meter of all enemies by 15%, that you need accuracy for. We built our Deacon with 540, 550 accuracy just so we can try and land that turn meter manipulation, because you're basically giving yourself 15, you're stealing 15. So it's a 30% turn meter boost if it goes off. So that's a huge boost, especially for an epic champion. Plus he gets an extra turn, so then he's able to put a decreased defense out on the enemy team. So again, this is another example of you needing accuracy. So if you don't have accuracy, you're not going to be able to decrease their turn meter, and you're probably not going to land your decrease defense as well. So that's kind of the difference between buffs and debuffs. Here's another great example of somebody that needs accuracy. So Seer, we just did a guide on her recently, but she has a skill that removes all buffs from all allies. That you don't need accuracy for. It's anything on your team you don't need accuracy for. Then attacks all enemies. I'm sorry, so the first one is removes all buffs from all allies and enemies. That and enemies part is where you're going to need accuracy for the enemy team. But your team, you don't need accuracy. So if you put a crap ton of buffs on your team, you don't need any accuracy whatsoever. So if you have enough crit damage and buffs, you can ignore the accuracy buff with your Seer. You can just go straight crit damage. But most of the time, you're going to want to have accuracy because you want to remove the enemy buffs as well. So if somebody has like an immunity set or a shield set, or they put up buffs before your Seer goes, that is where you're going to want accuracy, because you're going to have that accuracy to steal their buff off the enemy champion. So that'd be something like you stealing like a Siphi bubble or a Valkyrie bubble, like you're stealing that. So our accuracy on a Seer is not too high, it's 267. It's high enough for the ads for PvE and sometimes PvP, because sometimes fast teams, they're not stacking resistance. She would not be a good person if I'm going against like a Duchess really high resistance team. She's not a good example for that. But for PvE at least, 267 accuracy is very good for her. So that's another example of something where you need both. Also, next is a chance to place a stun, or a sleep. So you do need accuracy to land any debuffs for the enemy team. So if you're trying to place a sleep on the enemy team, you need accuracy. If you don't have accuracy, or if they have enough resistance, you're going to get resistance. Basher is definitely becoming one of my favorite champions, especially for PvP. He's got a way to kind of get around block buffs or block debuffs, right? That skill that is super annoying. If you don't have a Madame, you're kind of screwed, or Prince Kaimar or something like that. His skill right here attacks all enemies, increases the cooldown of all the target's skills by 2 turns. Again, anything that is wording that you're going against the enemy team, whether it be PvE, bosses, or PvP, anytime you're going against that enemy person, you always need accuracy for. So it gets around the one buff where you could block buffs, right? So if I, like this, right? But if somebody has like a block buff on themselves, block debuff on themselves, you usually can't put debuffs out, right? But this gets around it because it just puts enemy skills on cooldown. So this is definitely one of the best things, and that's why you want his accuracy as high as possible with, you know, super fast speed as well. So what's another good example? So another good example would be something like a passive. Like there's a lot of passives in the game that just straight up do something. So an example would be the Valkyrie passive, where she steals and gets turn meter. The way she gets turn meter, she doesn't need accuracy. If she's going to steal the turn meter from somebody else, she needs accuracy. But a person like Lydia, who's passive, denies enemy revived attempts. If something like this is worded where it just says deny enemy revive attempts, you don't need accuracy for this. It literally just happens. So trying to build up her accuracy by a chance to deny, like a percentage chance to deny, then yeah, you might need accuracy. But for this specific thing, you don't need any accuracy because it just happens. So anything that just, this skill will ignore block revive, it just, I'm sorry, if like right here, deny, if you just want to deny somebody, it just happens. So that's another thing where you wouldn't need accuracy for that skill. And then there's some skills that actually do two things at once. So this one places a 30% decreased speed debuff on all enemies for 2 turns and decreases the target's turn meter of all enemies by 40%. So there's 2 chances to be denied. The first chance is on the decreased speed. It places it, but if you don't have accuracy, it's not going to work. It's not a 100% chance to place. It is a 100% chance to activate. Same thing with like a Draco. A Draco just places decreased defense, right? Places, not a chance to place, it just places it. This one would be like, has a 50% chance of placing a provoke. If it was just place a provoke, you still need accuracy, but you need this to proc, and then you need the accuracy to proc. So it's basically like 2 chances for it to go off, but 1 chance for them to block it. So what I mean by that is Sylar, they can actually block it twice. So they have to block the decreased speed, like they can resist that, and then there's a period, and then they can block the turn meter reduction by 40%. So if she doesn't have enough accuracy, she's not going to land one or both of those things because her accuracy isn't high enough. Her accuracy is close to 300, which for Doom Tower waves, it's 100% perfect, especially if you have an accuracy aura, then you're able to kind of land that a lot sooner. So guys, all those are examples of, if you have questions, leave it in the comment below, I'll try and answer it. But those are all examples of debuffs, buffs, stealing turn meter, getting turn meter, reducing speed, stuff like that. That's all examples of when you need accuracy and when you don't need accuracy. And every champion is different. Some champions don't really care about accuracy. Some champions want as much accuracy in the world, like our girl, Madame Saris, like with 700 accuracy. So now let's go over some places that you can get accuracy, kind of help your chances. Now, Great Hall, perfect example of exactly what you want to do first. First thing you want to do in the Great Hall is get as much accuracy as possible. If you can 10 these out sooner than later, it's only going to benefit you in PvP and PvE. Because starting each champion, like let's say you just get a champion brand new and you just got them to like level 50 or even level 60. If you have a level 50 champion, they automatically start with 80 accuracy. That's a lot. That's a lot of freaking accuracy. So if you have any champion that you're gearing up, you probably don't have to really solely focus on accuracy if you have the Great Hall up to level 10. So the first thing I suggest in the Great Hall to level up is accuracy for PvP and PvE. It's 100% going to benefit you in the entire game, is leveling up that accuracy first. So that's the first one. The second one is getting somebody up to a 6-star Ascension and being able to get a accuracy banner. Accuracy banner is only main stat is in the chest piece and the banner. That's it. There's no other way you can get accuracy as a main stat besides those two. So knowing where you can get accuracy definitely helps. But this is definitely another way to skyrocket your accuracy, is getting somebody up to a 6-star Ascension. And again, Ascension, getting 6 of these stars to purple is a way to get the Ascension. And then you're able to put a banner in somebody. And there's, obviously you want to filter this out, get accuracy. Just a lot of accuracy banners, and I only keep ones with speed because speed is the only way you can get on the banner and the accessories. You can't get speed on anything else besides the banner. So you want to keep the accuracy banners with speed. If you're newer, keep everything. But when you get late game, you want to get like, oh wow, that's a lot of speed. You want to get the speed and the accuracy on the banners. Wow, do I want to sub this out? I probably want to sub this out. Like level that up to 16 and get a glyph, like a good glyph on there. It's another 6 speed. She'll be up to, holy crap, 287. All right, so the second way to get it, so now let's just do this. She starts with 0 accuracy, most champions do. She has 80 from the Great Hall, 10 for Masteries, which we'll go over it a little bit with Masteries. And then the artifacts, let's say she has this, which is another 78. The best one, the 6-star one, is 96. So 96 plus 80, that's 176 accuracy from 2 things. The Great Hall and 1 banner. 176 accuracy. You only need 230 for the clan boss. So that means you need 60 more accuracy in literally all of your pieces to be good for the clan boss, like Ultra Nightmare clan boss. So that's just another example of where you can get the accuracy and how that's going to benefit you. And obviously the next way, if you really want to go somebody like a Madame Saris, is going with the accuracy on the chest piece. It's another great way to skyrocket your accuracy, is getting it on the chest piece, because that's an extra 96 accuracy right there. So the 80 for the Great Hall, 96 for the banner, and 96 for the chest piece. That 170 becomes 260, 266, 272, whatever it may be. 272 accuracy with 3 things: banner, chest piece, and Great Hall. That's a lot of freaking accuracy. Now, the next best way to get accuracy, if you don't want to spend that main stat on the chest piece, is just go with the accuracy things. Perception is definitely the best accuracy way to get in the game, because you get 5% speed and 40 accuracy. The old school one is the accuracy one down here. It has 40 accuracy right here. Any 2 of these, it's only a 2-piece set, gives you 40 accuracy. That's a big boost. That's a big boost just for a 2-piece set, and there's a lot of them that you could probably get. You can farm that. All the way down here, you can forge these. Right here, you can forge these, which you'll have a lot of mat to forge, especially early on in the game. This is probably one of the best things you can put on your champions. So this gives you 40 accuracy and 5% speed, which is huge for PvP. So with our Madame, we have 3 sets of this, so we're actually getting another 120 accuracy just from these 3. All right, so 120 there, 96 there. For her, it's only 78, but you can get another 96 there, 80 from the Great Hall. So in total, we're at 590, which could even be more because all the substats, like this doesn't have any accuracy on it. This has like only 9, but you can get substats. That's the next way, is to get the substats. The next way that you're going to look for is the accuracy on the neck piece, right? You want to get really good rolls on the accuracy for the neck piece. So let's say you don't have the piece sets there, and you just want to go banner and neck piece and your Great Hall, you can then get up to enough, hopefully enough accuracy for at least the clan boss, to then focus on other stats for your main gear. So the accuracy here, we got an extra, what, 19, 20, 36 accuracy just from the neck piece. So that's something you're really focused on right there, is the neck piece. You can't get accuracy on a ring, but you can get accuracy as substats on everywhere else. Main stat only is the chest piece, but substats everywhere else. And the set bonuses is perception and accuracy. So last thing we're going to go over with accuracy is going over this down here. So she's getting another 50. This is the tier 6 mastery, another 50 accuracy for this. Mainly you want to do accuracy for tier 6 masteries for your debuffers, like people you don't care about doing damage, people you don't care if they die in PvP, you really just want them to do their job. So this chick's job is just to cleanse and put up a decreased defense. That's it. That's all she's there to do. She's not there to do anything else besides her job. Another example is somebody like a Prince Kaimar. Prince Kaimar is kind of similar to Madame. Similar skill set, similar stuff, just a little bit different. But his thing, same thing, right? He's got this because all I'm focused on him to do is land his debuffs. His debuff is it strips and puts people to sleep. That's it. He's got a poison on A1 if he crits. But the A2 is what we're really using him for, just like the Madame in PvP. So I want him to strip the buffs on the enemy team, which you need accuracy for, and I want him to sleep the enemy team so my team can hit harder with a specific mastery down here. This one. So that's where you're going to want as much accuracy as possible, and that's why we have a tier 6 mastery with accuracy. Gives us an extra 50 accuracy. Another person to put that on would be like a warlord. Warlord has buffs that he puts on himself, which, you know, block buff and shield, that you don't need accuracy for. But this one attacks all enemies, has first off a 70 up to a 100% chance of putting the target's skills on cooldown. You need accuracy for that, and has a 30, 40, 50, 60% chance of fully depleting the target's turn meter. So first, it has a 60% chance to proc. That you don't need accuracy for, it just procs. But you do need the accuracy to decrease the target's turn meter. Anything that go against the enemy team, you need accuracy for. All right. So this one, both attacks, or one attack, but both chances need accuracy. So for the warlord, you want to get a lot of accuracy. He actually starts with 20 accuracy, which is pretty cool. So there you go. Now, I guess the last thing that we didn't really mention is buffs. So there are some champions in the game. They're releasing a lot more now that increase your accuracy, I think, by 50%. So somebody has it as a passive. Stagnite, right here, this is just to pull up the stat, has it on his passive. If you actually get resisted, he puts a passive, increase 50% accuracy. So that way, in the next time you actually try and debuff, you're probably most likely going to land it. Now, 50% accuracy is your main stat, like your total accuracy. So let's just give an example of our Madame Sarah. So let's say she has 600 accuracy. If I buff up her accuracy, I guess Yoshi would be a good example, because he's like a go first, buff up accuracy type guy. Yoshi, who just came out, he's got a skill right here. Increase accuracy, just places it on your team. You don't need accuracy for it. If you were to do the true fear, that you need accuracy for. But you're going to increase everybody's accuracy on your team by 50%. So if your Madame goes after Yoshi, she's at 600 accuracy. You get a 50% accuracy boost. She's boosting up her accuracy by 300. 300. So she now goes up to 900 accuracy. There's no resistance gear in the game that can block that. So that's why the increased accuracy, even just for Yoshi and Madame in PvP, you're always going to strip buffs. You're always going to land the decrease defense on the enemy team. Now, I forgot to mention, there is a 3% chance always to fail. That's just in the game. It's just coded in the game. There's always a 3% chance to succeed. There's always 3% chance to fail. That you can't stop. But at least if you have 900 accuracy, you're never going to be resisted by the enemy team. I mean, there's a 3% chance, but at least you're almost always going to land that stuff from Madame. So that's a buff that can help your accuracy a lot. Another thing would be the aura. So there's a lot of good champions. There's a free champion right here that increases your accuracy in all battles by 70. So let's say you bring in somebody. Let's just go with her, right? Or, no, let's just go with him. So he's a leader in the aura. He has 280 accuracy already. So when he starts the battle with him as the lead, he's going up to 350 accuracy just for standing in front, because that extra 70 aura. Then if you have an increased accuracy buff, then you go up to 530, whatever the math is, which you're just not going to be resisted in Doom Tower. So it's really cool that all those accuracy stuff you can boost, debuff, all that stuff. I think Yoshi has a decreased accuracy as well. That ruins bosses. Putting a decreased accuracy on a boss now drops their accuracy by 50%. If that boss has an accuracy of 200, they're now only at 100. So your resistance, whatever it may be, his without even any gear is already at 90. Maybe with like 2 pieces, he's already above the 100 resistance. So you're going to be resisting the boss almost every single time. So that's a way to increase your resistance, is if you put a decreased accuracy on the enemy team, which you do need accuracy for to land the decreased accuracy on the enemy team. So there you go. All those tips, hopefully that explained how important accuracy is in the game and why you should be focusing on it even in the beginning of the game. If I go to my free-to-play account, my War Maiden has accuracy pieces, so that way she can just land or decrease defense, so that way my Kale can nuke the enemy team. She's only there to land the decreased defense, so I need her to have accuracy to land that decreased defense, so that way my nuker can come in and just nuke down the enemy team. If I had a Madame, same exact thing. Madame would come in, do her stuff with just accuracy needed, and then boom, my DPS can do his stuff and kill the enemy team. So guys, hopefully this helped you out. I appreciate you. Click on the video. Let me know in the comments what you want to see next. Join the Discord if you haven't already. DirtBag Gaming Discord. They're a bunch of chill dudes. Everybody helps each other out. I think there's a chick in there. Who knows? But let me know in the Discord if you guys want to account takeovers. We're doing account takeovers. We got the DirtBag hats. Yeah, just let me know. I mean, I enjoy making videos for you guys, and I'll keep doing it if you guys keep leaving comments, and let me know what you guys want to see. So guys, I appreciate it. Share it if you can. Let's do a game and let's do a collab, and then good luck, and I'll see you in another video soon.